Hello, everybody. Welcome. Pike over here. Today is gonna be an amazing session. We're gonna talk about going into the Bitcoin rabbit hole to discover Bitcoin. If you're someone like me, you first heard about Bitcoin and then you kind of get the idea of the scarcity and all the benefit that it offers. And then you kind of oh, maybe crypto faster, cheaper, and more efficient, and may probably outperform Bitcoin. And then you dig deep into the Bitcoin space, the crypto space, and then you thought, okay, crypto is the thing. But then you realize, so either by getting wrecked or by losing your shirt onto those things, and then you go back, you're like, okay, I'm not losing faith. You didn't lose all faith into Bitcoin, and then you go back, you start to learn what is Bitcoin, and this takes you in a very very bright rabbit hole. So this is where we're gonna go through this. First, this is gonna be basically part of my story, specifically. So what happened to me? So, and it was amazing. So if you wanna experience this the same, or you kind of wanna learn about my journey, then keep watching this video. And I prepared a pretty good uh, package for you of steps you may want to take for your journey. So, and this was very useful to me. First, we want to go to this article. I discovered this article by Dear Gigi. So it was talking about Bitcoin. This says Bitcoin is time, right? That article here. And I started reading and I realized this is not what I thought Bitcoin was. I thought it was a game, it was something different, right? So, you could listen to this article and everything. As you know, time is money, Bitcoin is time. So, but first I had to, do my own research to find out what's going on. And then I went to the white paper here, see? And I see timestamp server. And in the bottom, right, it's most of the quotations, right, Satoshi uses, mostly there was all about timestamping. So I go, if you wanna look at, I don't wanna go too technical into the white paper here. It's not the purpose of this video, but the point here Satoshi was, doing, it was making sure that in order to create the money, you need to do hard work to create the money. You need to work. There need to be a proof of work, and there was no other way he could do that from his email sent to other people. So there was no other way he could figure out to make that system work. You needed the proof of work. So now let's go. There's another article here again that I read, right, on my journey, but magic internet money, right? That will also help you understanding deeper what Bitcoin is, the technology, and when Bitcoin started out, right? How it started out, this history about behind it, and all that. Okay. So, but let's check here, and this is when my eyes started to open very very big, and this is when my light go off. I don't know if you want to say go off or go on. This is when I realized Bitcoin is the only thing that matters here, and nothing else matters. That was my orange pill moment. And when I discovered that this image that the number of coin get cut in half every 4 years. I used to hear that. I heard that in my crypto journey, but I never really pay attention to it. I thought it was just a joke, just like a joke, or maybe just not very seriously. I didn't think that was real. And then people say, yes, it's real. Every 4 years, the amount of the supply get cut in half. I said, really? And then I dig deep into it, and then I discovered this formula that says, yes, really, the supplies get cut in half. And then I started learning even more. I'm like, this formula, if you're not perfect, you're good in math or anything like that, there's nothing to scare you here. This is simply just, you have this 50 divided by 2 to the I. This is just the number of halving, right? But this formula, this is why Bitcoin is a closed system, right? This is why Bitcoin is a closed system. Right? You started an I equals 0, right? So and then the 50 is the number of block reward people was getting since the Genesis block, right, in the first epoch, right? And then this number here, 210,000, right? Or yeah, 210,000. That's the number of blocks that has to happen before the halving happens. Like, this is approximately 4 years. This 10,000 block. Okay, and then you have the 32 basically. Okay, so I already calculated the number of halving, right? And then you have from 0 to 32 in a total of 33 reductions, one every 210,000 blocks, right? So you have the number of halvings in total, and then you have the result of 21 million. This is not exactly 21 million, but approximately this amount, right? So this is a closed system here. So this is when, because I have an engineering background, and by the way, I dropped out of college. One of the best decisions I made in my life. But yeah, I had 2 years in School of Engineering. I realized, okay, this system, this is just math. This is just math, and it's being implemented into computer code, right? So it's a closed system. There can't be more, right? It's not like there's a supply of 21 million out there and you can just take those one and then reduce the amount or put more. If anything you do to change the amount of this 21 million means you don't have a Bitcoin anymore, so you have a different version. So you cannot really, because that's what Satoshi said, once the first block, right, once the system starts, you can't change it, right? It's set for the rest of its lifetime. So this is what really get me interested into Bitcoin. Nothing else really matters to me. Like that, those are the things that really interested me the most. And then I started, yes, the elliptic curve, your public and private keys, how this thing all get figured out, right? The cryptography behind it to protect your keys. And yeah, those are the things that really get me going. And then of course I started reading the Bitcoin Standard, All right, this is a very good book. Families and friends, I send them to. So just read this. Go to Amazon. You can read it for free, right? Audiobook, right? Like most people don't have time now to sit down and read a book, right? Especially if you live in the West, you're always in the slaving mode. So not an offense, but that's the truth. I am I still am slaving in certain way, but yes, like go to free, right? $0 audiobook, listen to it. It's chapter 2 specifically, chapter 2, especially chapter 2 and chapter 8, but I think all of those chapters are important. And also, of course, you're gonna check out this, the 21 lesson by Derek G. Again, is very amazing, very amazing. Multiple languages. Also the Bitcoin standard, it's in 30 languages, I believe. If you go down here, 30 different languages, you'll find that book, right? So many, so amazing. And yes, guys, Bitcoin is time again, and a very interesting article that really kind of open your eyes to what money really is. So those are the things that really get me interested into Bitcoin. That those are the things that keep me in the rabbit hole and digging deeper and deeper every day, learning right now what how Bitcoin improves your life in so many areas, like how you eat, how you approach inflation, how you live with others, right? Or you become more humble and nicer to others. You become less, rude to others. I used to be very rude, very, aggressive. Now, and I could. The reason I think I was like that, because I was so angry because of the fiat system. No matter how hard I work, I can never get ahead. Right? You save in the bank account, it never gives you anything. Right now you can save in Bitcoin. Right, your money is growing 50 to 60% a year, right, in average. So you're not, and I think it's gonna go up in exponentially, even more, because of the halving. Most people are not thinking deep enough, because most people think Bitcoin is gonna have some sort of like a diminishing return, right? Or because the price is so big right now, it's gonna diminish. The return gonna diminish over time. You can't make those uh, 20 x's or anything. So I'm not saying it's gonna do anything, right? I'm saying go learn it, study it, and then hold your own keys, right? Get yourself a hardware wallet, right? Those are the things. Once you get all your conviction, right, and then you can make that decision, right? But not only, and then you can realize like how big this thing is. And when people say it's gonna have a diminishing return, the reason I don't believe that is because if the halving keep on happening, right? If you look on, for example, Bitcoin on exchanges, right? Bitcoin on exchanges. I'm gonna show you that chart over here. Give me a second. I'm just gonna show you the balance of the Bitcoin exchange. The price can be crashing. Looks like it's crashing, right? But the reality is the exchanges are getting drained right now, especially with the ETF, right? So this is the chart. The blue line is going down. See, that started since January 2024, right? And it's just crashing down. Like you can argue like over years, started over years since 2 million. Right now it's at 1.75 million. Okay? I would be even less than that right now. yeah, well, about 1.74, 1.75. The price, you look like, oh yeah, this price is kind of, dropping a little bit. For the new people who don't really understand it, they kind of like crying for this little dip. But over time, if you want to play a long-term game for like 10 to 20 years, like I do, those things don't matter, right? It doesn't matter if Bitcoin is at 100,000 or 500,000, right? I just want to buy it anyway. It doesn't matter to me what the price is, because if it truly is infinity divided by 21 million, I don't care what the price is, right? That's the blow off moment for me. It's like nobody really understand this. It's like this is absolute scarcity in the whole universe. There's nothing else that can compete against it. Now let me show you the blockchain in action. This is here. You can see every single block that coming in, and then when I talk about the blocks, the amount of blocks, right, every 210,000 blocks, this is here. You can visualize that. Yeah, you can see the blocks coming in, right, every 10 minutes in average, right? And then the next halving, okay, this is the next halving. It's happening in the next 15 days. This is not 15 months, this is 15 days from now, right? So then this is like, this has been, operating, like people have been waiting for 4 years now for this halving. And the hash rate, what is the hash rate? The amount of energy it takes to mine the Bitcoin. Remember I was talking about on the white paper, I was talking about the proof of work. This is the amount of energy that need to put in to get those Bitcoin. You don't get the Bitcoin for free, right? That's all the value for me, right? So this is since like what, like July 2021, right? I was like the hash rate was 88 exahash. Right now it's at like 619 exahash per second. So this is a very like an exponential chart. Also the hash rate, right? It's exponential. So most people are not looking at those things, right? They don't really get it. But I just, it's just so mind-blowing to me. Like this is just a no-brainer, such a no-brainer to me. Like I never make any financial decision that's not a no-brainer to me, because most of the things out there are just scams, and I don't want to make any decision that's not clear to me, right? That's what, yeah, I'm saying. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Go out there, do your research, read the books, follow your intuition, right? And then follow your intelligence and all those things, and then you make your own decision. So with that being said, this was Bike Over. I will see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching. I love you all.